Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let's talk about Hustle and Brooklyn. Season 1, episode 5. You got Curve. Santo got curved like a mother sucker. He's hurt. He's feeling some type of way. Asia done played it. She didn't act nice. She was sweet. She didn't talk about she had no man. She was concerned. She was acting like she was a damsel in distress, but also had skills. Santos was like he was rescuing her. And he was going to make it happen. He was going to prove to her that he's the man. But she already got a man. She already got Georgie, Porgy. I was like, oh shit, Asia, you shocked me with that one. You got a man, girl? I was like, yo. And we got, what's her name? Ivy. Ivy's out here having tantrums. She's out here yelling and screaming at Jesse. She was like, we're starting off on the wrong feet. Like, come on. Like, there's really no drama. You making it an issue. Nothing's really an issue with the situation. It's just like, you're going there and getting upset with him over, Danny. You guys all know what Danny's about. Danny's just joking. She ain't playing. She don't want Jesse. She want her some damn Darnell. You guys know that. Like, come on, like, miss me with that bullshit. And then we got Santos out here running a business, telling everybody how to do things, how to handle things. I was like, shit. The way Santos came in that SOBs in that suit with them flowers, I was like, damn, that's a fine young man right there. That man got swag like you don't believe. He's dripped. I think that's the new word. He's dripped. I'm like, damn. Santos is cute, and then the way Santos like handled himself with business and how smart he is and just how he has common motherfucking sense. You would think he had a father, but no, he doesn't know his father. I was like, damn. Most of the people on this show didn't have a father. So far, only person that we know had a father growing up was Ivy and Asia. The only two so far. And Baggy Long, I think his father was in his life, but recently went to jail and shit like that. And Alicia, I don't know. And we already know that, what's her name? Eva, she grew up in a single family home too as well. So anyways, let's get on to the story. Let's get on to the fight that was outside of the club. We had Darnell getting jealous, caught up in his feelings. He wanted to check Jesse, and Jesse was like, he ain't gonna be checked. Jesse was all animated. So was Darnell, talking about spicy, hyphy. I don't know what the fuck, spicy, hot, saucy. I'm like, saucy or whatever. So then, Santos breaks up the deal. He breaks everything up. Jesse gets in the call and he leaves. And so we got Santo. He runs over there to Danielle like, what's going on? What happened? He was like, yo, the boy came at me. And then we have, Danny over there talking to Asia. Danny was like, I almost got hit in my face. Danny was playing damsel in distress too as well. And then Asia was like, girl, you like them fighting over you. They fighting over you. And they started laughing and joking. They was kikiing. And Danny was like, she was feeling some type of way because she's giving Danielle some sweat because she found out that he's been with his fiance now. He just got recently engaged to her, but he been with her for 12 years and been with Danny for 4. He been playing his game, talking about they ain't sleeping together. He's cutting off, their relationship is just gonna be business. Like, she wanted to see him sweat over her because he's acting like she ain't nothing, like she don't mean nothing to him. But yet he chose her over Darnell. Darnell chose her over Santos. And so Santos was like, look at her over there kikiing and laughing. Look at that. Ain't no girl supposed to put you like that, do you like that? And Darnell's like, he's all puffing up his face. He's all kind of mad and shit. He's just like, he's looking over there at her, and he walks over there to her and was like, yo, so what's up, man? And she was like, I didn't know you was I didn't tell you to fight to do. I told you I was just having a conversation with him. And Darnell was like, well, I thought we were supposed to be working together, just me and you and everything, And so now he's trying to blame her. It's like, they always trying to throw the rotten egg at Danny, but Danny's just doing her thing. Danny is funny as shit. She was over there laughing. And Asia was instigating that shit too as well. So Darnell walked off with his feelings hurt because he felt like now he's showing his feelings for Danny, and and everybody knows like how he feels. And yeah, the argument was over Danny. Like, what the hell are you doing for Danny's career? Let's find that out. What's going on with you? What are you doing for Danny other than leading her on and having sex with her for 4 years? So maybe he's paying her bills. I have no idea. So we have that little situation go on. It was so funny to see Danny and Asia just laugh. I was laughing with Danny over there because that's what Danielle gets. Danielle was upset. Danielle was so mad. It was just so funny because, he got these facial expressions and these looks that is just ridiculous. So he went over there. He just, Danielle wanted to, I hope that's his name. Danielle wanted to say something to her so bad, but he knew the cameras was rolling. So we have that situation go down or whatever. So, Santos, he actually, he's trying to put some common sense into, Darnell talking about this girl's basically the main common denominator, the problem. You got to do something about this or whatever. So it is what it is with that situation. I just thought it was so funny or whatever. And when Danny was like, I didn't tell you to fight him. I didn't tell you to go talk to him. We already had a conversation about it and you just jumped up and got mad. It was just so funny. So then Santos, he meets up with Jesse and basically he meets up with Jesse. And he's talking to Jesse, and he was like, yo, Jesse, did you tell Ivy what went down? That you almost fought Danielle, and it was about Danny. And so Jesse was like, nah, I didn't say anything. I didn't tell her nothing about it or whatever. So basically, Jesse was telling his side of the story and how he felt about the situation, that, he felt like Danielle was, coming at him, so he had to defend himself. So Santa was like, you need to tell your girl, because it's going to come back to her because, duh, you're fighting with Danielle. She knows Danielle. She knows, Asia. Asia's her girl, and she knows Danny too as well, so why don't she know? So Santa was looking at him like, yo, that's the main person you should have told. That's the main person you should have called. And so it doesn't seem like Jesse's actually been in a lot of long-term relationships, and his mannerisms and things like that, it just seems like he's not getting it. He's not understanding that he's putting himself in these situations where he don't have to. And he's not really doing that. The only thing he did was meet up with Danny. Danny flirt with him. And that was it. It wasn't like he didn't say that, Ivy was his girlfriend or whatever. But he didn't try to get with Danny either as well. Because sometimes when you're doing business meetings or you're trying to get a new client, sometimes like you see if the person, some people like to flirt with you when they want to become your client or your customer or whatever, just that, it just like, I'm going to spend my money with you. I'm going to do this with you. So maybe you could treat me a little nice, make me feel a little bit better about blowing my money with you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you do that. And I think that's what he was trying to do, always keep the client and the customer happy, especially if they're going to be spending money with you and you can make money off of them. So if you got to say, hey, I cook real good, but it's only special people I cook for. So I think they just blew that situation out of proportion. So we move on from that. And so basically Santos is like, yo, everything's about business. We need to focus on business. And plus, I want you to show Asia some beats or whatever. Could we come by the studio? Jesse was like, yeah, I got some beats. I got a producer. I got other people coming through, whatever. So they're going to handle that. So Asia's going to go to the studio and do some music with Jesse. And she does, and the shit was good. The music that the Jesse and his producer did, that reggae beat or whatever, that shit was fire. And the cameraman kept focusing on Asia's ass with the leopard print on. I was like, oh no. But yeah, the beat was nice. He made that reggae and kind of like hip hop beat I thought that was fire. That was nice or whatever. So that was cool, whatever. But they didn't let Darnell know that they was doing business. But this was way before, Darnell and Santos actually became cool. So then after that, we have Darnell. He actually meets up with Santos in the basketball court, and basically he agrees with everything that Santos says, and says that, basically Danny's not loyal. But I don't know how she's disloyal. You're the one that's disloyal because you was with a woman. You got engaged. You didn't tell her. She had to find out through the grapevine. You was with this woman for 12 years and shit like that, number one. And then on top of that, you don't want her to make money with anybody or work with anybody. It doesn't seem like you're really doing anything, Darnell, for her career, but other than holding her back or just basically making sure you keep your thumb on her that she can't move, she can't progress, she can't grow, she just stays the same with you and stay in this three-way relationship that you have created. And so basically, Danielle was kind of like throwing her under the bus, like, yeah, she ain't loyal. Santos keeps throwing it in his face, like she was over there laughing. Yes, she was cracking up because, dude, you done made her cry, you done hurt her feelings. The other episode, you had her drinking, I fit the Henny right out the bottle and shit, She had to hear from the grapevine what was going on with you. So anyway, at this time and point, Danielle said he's going to follow everything Santos says. He's going to listen to him. He calls Santos the mayor, the president, Blase the third. So now they're on a good page. And actually, Santos is going to set up a meeting for Danielle. I think his name is Darnell. I keep thinking it's Daryl for some reason. I'm just going to say Darnell. You guys correct me. I'll check after the video. So we have that situation. And so they going to meet up and basically try to squash that beef because it's all about business. And basically, Santos is thinking about black excellence from Jesse and Darnell. Just black excellence. That's what he's thinking about. So basically Darnell just did tell Santos that he felt like Jesse went behind his back when he already told Jesse that he was working with Danny. But Jesse's saying that she ain't going nowhere, she just chasing you around. It's kind of like fugazi. And so Jesse wanted to see if he can help her out. I don't even think Jesse was trying to be shady. I think he just saw her in distress and saw like how she's acting, like she's she's always angry, she's getting upset, she's at these clubs, she's getting lit, and he know there's something going on and her career is not progressing. And Jesse feels like, if I can help her, why not help her? Because it doesn't seem like she's getting the help that she needs. So I don't think Jesse was trying to be jealous or he was trying to be vindictive, or he was trying to get with Danny or anything like that. So we have that situation. So then we have Alicia. She meets up with Danny, and basically, we have Alicia and Eva. Basically, they're having a conversation. Alicia is throwing like a event from one of her stars or whatever, and she looks really tired. She looks like, damn, like she just woke up, like she's been busy, she's been grinding. And so then we move on to Eva. She's doing an interview. Basically, she's letting us know her credentials, that she's been on Joe Budden, she's been on Sirius Radio, she was on The Last Comic Stand, she was on a whole bunch of shows. Not make up jobs that she didn't have, but she was doing that. And she's representing for black women, she's representing for women, and then she's also a ghostwriter. She's been a ghostwriter for male comedians too as well. I wonder who she was ghostwriting for. That would be legendary to find out. So we have that information, and basically, she's letting us know that she's been putting in work. She's just not a new face or somebody that just haven't been discovered. She looks so familiar too as well. After seeing her in the studio and everything, she just looked mad familiar for some reason. So we have that situation. Then we have Danny and Darnell. Basically, they end up having a conversation. She comes in the studio while Darnell's working. Danny comes in there looking all good. I bet she was smelling all good too as well, because her hair was lit, her outfit was lit, and she was in there shining. That skin was shining. Darnell was looking at her like, oh, here she comes again. He wants to throw her out, tell her to go, but damn, he wants to hug her and kiss her too as well. But he's stuck between two women right now. But he put himself in that situation for not being real. And basically, he's kind of still mad at Danny. Danny was like, why are you upset with me? What's going on? Like, I just had a meeting with him. It's not like I tried to F him or anything. I just been chilling, and I haven't been trying to F you and anything. I still got feelings for you, but you said that we can't be together and Blase and the third, we're just gonna do business. So that's what I've been doing. Have I tried to sleep with you? Have I tried to do this and that? Because usually if I want something, I'll get it. And he was like, well, you ain't getting this. I bet when the cameras went off, Danny done jumped on top of that. So don't even play yourself, Daryl, because you can't hide the way you feel about Danny. But, Danny deserved better anyway, too, as well, because you don't want somebody that's not real with you. You don't want somebody that's fake and somebody that would do you in and lie to you for so long like that. No telling what they would do to you, too, as well, because they feel like you'll always be there. So they'll try you, and he's been trying you. So she kind of put her legs on him, and he was like, get your leg off of me or whatever. And he was like, you gotta go. He was like, you want me to escort you out? That was just... And then he also said that, we got to find you a boyfriend. She was like, you don't want me to have no boyfriend. Yeah, he's trying to play the mind games like, oh, I'll escort you out, when he knows that he wants to walk her downstairs, feel on her booty, and kiss her too at the same time, and say goodbye, and to try to make her feel like, oh, he don't want her, so she can come after him more. Then when he says, oh, we need to find you a boyfriend, trying to make her feel like, oh, you need somebody too as well. But, I really don't want you to have a boyfriend. Just trying to make her feel less than, and trying to make her feel like he don't want her, but at the same time licking his lips, giving her that stare like, you better not talk to no another man. So she was like, you don't want me to have no boyfriend. Yeah, especially after you tried to beat up Jesse in public on camera. And that really hurt your self-esteem because you was coming off as a player. But you see, your feelings got caught up because you ain't making no money off of Danny. In my opinion, I don't think you're making that much money off of her where you're going to be fighting Jesse. So we have that situation. And then Danielle, they cut the scene. Danielle, Danny, she leaves the scene or whatever. So we have that, and I'm just like, whatever, you don't want her to have no boyfriend. So we did get Asia in the studio. She's doing good, basically. Then while she's in the studio with Jesse and the producer or whatever, that's when Jesse calls calls Asia to the side to basically have a conversation with her, like, yo, what did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? And that's when, Asia was like, what you did wrong is you should have claimed your girlfriend from Jump Street. You should have told Danny that, hey, listen, Ivy is my girlfriend, whatever, because you and Ivy had that conversation, and and he did say she wanted him to be exclusive. He said, yes, I'm gonna be exclusive in that carriage ride or whatever. Regardless, if you only had that conversation once we declared that we exclusive, that means we are exclusive. That's why I'm like, yo, what's up with you, Jesse? Like, have you ever been in a relationship, or are you trying to play dumb? Are you trying to play innocent? So he was like, yo, but we just dating, but we just only had a conversation once. And it wasn't like I was trying to get with Dana. I just had a conversation with her. And then she tried to flirt with me or whatever. And I was just like, whatever, like it wasn't a big deal. And he was like, so that's why I'm getting this grief. This is why, Ivy's not talking to me. And yeah, and it sounds like, and Jesse feel like it is ridiculous. Like, I didn't get with the girl. I came home, we had dinner, I cooked for you. I told you what went down. I didn't tell you everything because I didn't want you to get upset. But what I didn't tell you wasn't a big deal because we didn't say that we together. Because if you think about it, Ivy told her father that she's talking to this guy. She didn't say she's dating this guy. She didn't say she had a boyfriend. She said, I'm talking to this guy. And so he was like, and he's feeling like, they're dating, that they're getting to know each other too as well. They're not going to be trying to date anybody else. And he wasn't trying to date Danny. So what the fuck is going on? So he's kind of like, he's just lost in the sauce. But he don't understand female drama. He don't understand that Danny was just fucking with him because Ivy's over here bragging about him and this and that. And she's trying to act like her life's so perfect. And Danny was like, okay, is he really your man? Is he gonna claim you? And she was only joking. Danny was just flirting with him, and Danny is feeling a certain type of way because she's going through some things because she lost her mother, and I don't know how she's living. She said her living situation is bad, and then she got Danielle lying to her, talking about it's over, and she's still working with a dude that she got feelings for that hurt her, and so she's keeping herself in that bad situation with Darnell. Basically, she needs to cut ties with Darnell and actually really move on because he needs to make up his mind, because are you going to forever be the side chick and for him to, claim you at the nighttime, and then, but Darnell be claiming Danny though, because you see, he was about to beat Jesse's ass, and everybody knows he's messing with Danny, and he'll bring no other chicks around his fiance somewhere in the bed sleeping while he's running the street at night fighting over another woman. So anyways, they have that conversation, and Asia's just basically telling Jesse, you can't let another woman have one up on your girl. That's how it feels, because when Danny came back and was like, oh, he didn't really claim you or whatever, that made Ivy feel a certain type of way because she was bragging that these guys are exclusive in front of all of us. So now Jesse gets it. He was like, oh, Jesse's getting it, like, oh, this is some bullshit with these women or whatever. And plus, Ivy was kind of throwing shade at, Danny's relationship with Darnell. So it is what it is with that. So we move on from that situation, and they leave. And then Ivy, she talks to her father and she talks to her brother. She starts crying. we have that whole situation. Then we cut to Jesse, Darnell, and Santos. They actually meet up. They meet up at the cigar bar. So basically, Darnell apologized to Jesse and everything like that. Jesse, he took the apology. They're going to do business. They're going to work together. They're going to be up at, they're going to be making beats together. They're going to move on forward. Santos cool with that shit. Santos happy. He's sitting in the corner watching. So he's happy that now, he can do business with Jesse. He can do business with Darnell. Well, him and Darnell like a company together, and they're going to be working along with Jesse. And so now he squashed that beef because Darnell's being messy because he don't know how to control his sex life. And he doesn't know he don't know how to commit himself to one woman or just be single, period. And so we have that situation. And then we got Santos. He meets up with Baggy Large. And basically Baggy Large and Santos, they're going to be doing a cypher together. It's going to be in Brooklyn, I believe, or in Bed-Stuy. They're going to have the motorcycles. They're going to have all the people there. And Baggy Large is basically saying he's not anything that he rap about, but he's rapping about people that he know. He's rapping about his father, and he also tells Santos that he got a tattoo of his father. And we also see Baggy Large talk to his father on the phone. Basically, Baggy Large is trying to keep his family together. His mother, his brothers, his sisters, and stuff like that, and hold down the business, hold down the family while his father's locked up, and be the man around, because it can be shady out here in these streets, especially if you're a single woman living at home, have an apartment somewhere or a house somewhere. People try to take advantage of you, your neighbors, people in the neighborhood, especially if they don't see a man around. So he's basically trying to help out and also accomplish his dreams and be successful too as well in the rap gang. I don't dislike Baggy Large. I just don't like his freaking name. But Baggy Large is messy because he be running his mouth too as well. So we have that situation. And so after that situation, we have, we have the rap cypher. It goes good. Everything is cool at the rap cypher. And then Baggy Large, he does his thing. Eva's there. Ivy's there. And Asia's there. Darnell's there. The shit goes well. It looks nice. Baggy Large, he's rapping. Blase the third. Jesse's there. And Jesse's not really talking to, Ivy. And she don't want to talk to him. And she's with, Eva and Asia, and she was like, oh, he ain't gonna come over here and talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And Eva was like, girl, don't trip. He's gonna come talk to you once we leave, because he don't want to, have 3 women coming at him. So once they leave, he goes over there, he talks to her. She's yelling, she's screaming. She's like, you making me look bad out here, Blase the third, you didn't claim me, and all this is going on, like you fighting, and basically the whole situation is going down. And basically Jesse was just like, yo, listen, my bad, I'm sorry. I would never let another woman get a one-up on you, and she was like, oh, it's over, I'm done. So she's one of them women that'll break up with you 1,000 times but don't mean it, and she wants you to run after her and chase after her and grab her, like like a love story, like one of them books that we was forced to read. And he comes in, he goes, no, I really love you. And so she wants that type of situation. So she forgives him. I don't know, he didn't really do enough for her not to forgive him. He wasn't fighting over Danny. Darnell approached him and was aggressive and trying to show off, and Jesse was like, you don't make me look like no hoe out here. And so Jesse had to respond. So that's how that situation went down. So she realized that she's stupid. And she had no really reason to be. So it started off all bad. Like, yo, Danny's your friend, chick? And he's like caught in the middle of girls trying to make other girls jealous. So that situation's done. That situation's cured. And now they make up. And so now they move on from the situation. So it's like, Jesse's gonna get tired of this bullshit, you tell me. And so then, Asia, Jesse, and, Darnell, they all meet up in this, Asia and, Santos and Darnell, they meet up in the studio. Basically, they're talking about working on music. Her performance gonna be at SOBs, and they're coming up with a beat. And she was like, well, I did hear some beats from Jesse. Did Santos tell you that we was over there with, Jesse, whatever, but Asia was really being messy, but not really being messy. She's about her business. She wants to make sure that all these people on one whole page, they're not keeping no secret when it comes to her producing and making music and beats and stuff like that. She want to make sure everybody's on one accord, and she has said that from the beginning. And then Danielle was like, "Oh man, you were working with Jesse." He was like, "Yeah, because me and you wasn't on the same page at one point because we had that situation, but we can do business with him. We can make beats with him, and you can still do your thing or whatever." So then Danielle realized, he was like, "I'm just gonna follow with Santos." He was like, "Okay, cool. Can I still make the beat for you, Asia?" She was like, "Yeah, make that hit." So now everything's out in the open with them, so they're cool. So we have that situation, but then there's Baggy Large and Santos, and Baggy Large, Santos, and then Ivy. They all meet up, and then that's when Ivy finds out that Darnell and Jesse was getting into a fight or whatever, and it has something to do with Danny. And then also when Baggy Lodge was like, "Oh, listen, I invited you to the cipher and everything, but Jesse felt Jesse felt like a certain type of way, like, he didn't want me to talk to you, or I had to do it through him." And she was like, "Oh no, you come to me, me and you were doing business together, but yeah, you don't want him to go do business with with Danny or whatever." So it seems like both of you are kind of like jealous and kind of want to let everybody know that you're messing, but basically not passing the message on to each other. And so Ivy's feeling a certain type of way, so that's why she has to fight with Jesse. But she didn't say anything to Jesse about about Baggy Lodge and what he said. And Baggy Lodge just keep carrying messages. I guess he's trying to get close to Ivy, when Ivy's the one that didn't believe in him, but she did go to the cipher. She did support him, and everything's all good. And Eva even asked Ivy what she think about Baggy Lodge, and she was like, "He's alright, blase in the third," but she really didn't want to do business with him. So I think Baggy Lodge should have stayed with Alicia too as well. Alicia would have took him somewhere. She would have found somebody to do a deal with him, because you can tell that she's determined and she's been in the business and she knows people too as well. So after getting off that situation, Asia, she meets up with Ivy. She meets up with Eva, and basically lets us know that that her baby is coming through the show. Her boyfriend George, that she's been dating since college, they're trying to build up, get things back together. He's in real estate. He owns his own business and stuff like that. They met in college. They used to date. Now they're building shit back up together. He's coming to the show to see her. So he's there in the building, in her dressing room. He's all right looking and everything like that. She does tell him about, Buddy, which she calls Santos Buddies. That's mad shade. And and Santos come through with 2 roses and shit, 2 things of roses, one for her mother, one for her. Basically, he came in a suit, basically, to let her know that he's her knight in shining armor, and he's going to be here to support her, and things are only going to get better because he believes in Asia, and plus he likes her. And also, with Asia, her friends, Ivy and Eva's like, Santos gonna feel a certain type of way, because everybody knows Santos likes her, and everybody thinks that she likes Santos a little bit or something, but no one said anything about her babe. So anyway, Santos gets there. He looked in the dressing room. He seen this dude. He felt awkward. It felt a certain type of way. They just said hello to each other. He said, "I like the dude's chain," and he was like, "Oh," he asked Asia, "Where's your mom?" He goes upstairs. You can feel like he feels curved. He feels a certain type of way, because I'm just like, damn. I was like, I felt bad for Santos, because Santos is a good man, though. And I don't know how George is, but Santos a good man. Santos goes outside. He talks into Daryl. And Daryl was like, "Oh," Santos was like, "Yo, there's a dude where Asia was in the dressing room and felt awkward. I think that's her man. I don't know what's going on." And he was like, "Yo, she's keeping secrets. How come she wasn't up front? How come she didn't tell me that?" Darnell was like, "Well, Darnell's happy he's going through this because he's having his woman trouble." Darnell was like, "Yo, maybe she's trying to see if you really like her or not. She's trying to see how you gonna act and how you feel about her." So peeping game like that. That's what Danielle was helping Daryl, and Daryl was like, yo, I just can't believe this, yo. Dude's sitting up there because he came dressed like that for a reason. He came with the roses for a reason because he's trying to get in good with her, make sure, she's protected too as well, and then all that other good stuff, and then getting good with her family because he's already talked to her father. He's just trying to weasel his way in, but nope, George is in the building. George got his little gold chain on, and George already said, like, yo, how these dudes treating you out here, and how do you feel about being in this industry? Because you are female, they're gonna try to take advantage of you. They're gonna promise you some bullshit. And Asia was like, I always been beautiful, and if they get out of line, I know how to speak up. I'm not passive aggressive. I was like, okay, Asia, wait till you get in there. And so, Santos says to Danielle, but Danny's here with another man, and he was like, oh. And he was like, you know what? All right, she's here with another man. All right, good. She found a boyfriend that quick. She moved on fast. And he's feeling a certain type of way. And he's watching her. He's looking at her. And you got Darnell watching and staring at Danny, whatever. But he don't want her, right? He don't want to be with her. He just only want a business relationship, right? Okay, miss me with that bullshit. And then we got Darnell. I mean, that's Darnell. And then we have, Santos. He's sitting in the corner with his head down, contemplating how the fuck he gonna talk to Asia. Because everywhere he goes, when he goes with Asia, he goes to a performance with her or the studio with her. He's like her knight in shining armor. He's standing right beside her. He's always next to her. So every time they go somewhere, he's always standing next to her, like he's representing her, like he's probably her man. But he's next to her, and he has that comfort zone with her. They rocking together. But this time, at the biggest show, at the SOBs, she ain't rocking with Donnell. She's rocking with George. She's rocking with her boo. She's rocking with her baby. I was like, damn. And I felt bad for Santos, though. So we got Darnell, eyeing down Danny, and then Danny, talking to her new date in Blossom. She's saying some dumb shit to him about if he's dating. Then she comes outside, and Donnell was like, oh, who's that? And she was like, oh, that's my date. He was like, oh, introduce me. She was like, no, introduce me to your wife. Introduce me to your fiance. And Daryl was like, if you want me to do that, she was like, see, Daryl's an asshole. He goes, yeah, I would, but he's lying. But this dude probably really will. And so she goes, no, let me meet her first, and then you can meet him. Then she goes back in, and he's pissed off. He's mad at her. He's looking at her. I know he was blowing up her phone that night. I know he made sure she jumped in the Uber with him. And so then we have, Asia. She does a performance. The shit's cool. Alicia's there. She's there sitting on Black Rose's lap. Black Rose is looking around. I don't know if he's looking at men. I don't know if he's looking at women. He's looking around, and he's having a good time. And so, Asia, she does her performance is good. Boom. And so here's Darnell. Asia deserves better. She deserves better. He don't even know the dude. But sometimes dude can read other dudes, whether they have good intent or bad intent or whatever. So whatever. Especially when it comes to females. So we have that situation, and then Darnell walks up to Asia because he's trying to get information, and Asia introduces Darnell to George, and she was like, oh, this is my babe, this is my boyfriend or whatever, here he is or whatever, because first she introduced him, and then Darnell whispered in her ear, was like, who's that? She was like, that's my babe, that's my boyfriend. Then she grabbed the boyfriend on the back. She said, let's go downstairs. And then Darnell Santos the whole time is sitting in the corner watching, and she's walking downstairs with her bag, and Santos is like, hey, Asia, and he stands up and he's walking towards her. He was ready. He was feeling some type of way. That's why you can't be fucking with these dudes, because sometimes they will go off and beat a motherfucker's ass and lose their life, especially when they feeling some type of way, when they want something and they haven't had it and they need it and they want to feel it, they want to touch it, they want to lick it, they want to rub it, they want to control it. He jumped up like he was ready. I was like, look at that tall mother sucker. And so Darnell's laughing too at the same time because he's glad he's going through some shit too as well. And so he was like, yo, you see how she curved me? He was like, yeah, man, that's messed up. And I was like, yeah, that's messed up. Yep. That shit was so funny. And I felt bad for Santos at the same time. And So basically, Asia tells, Ivy what went down. She's like, hey, it's kind of weird. It's kind of awkward. Yeah, Santos found out, Blase the third, that I got a man, and it was kind of weird. He came here with a suit and roses. And she was like, damn. And Ivy was like, damn, I wish Santos was my man because he's coming with roses. He's coming correct. He's coming with a suit. I got Jesse out here playing around with Danny, fighting with Danielle. And it got something to do with Danny. So she was looking at like, damn, this girl got two good men that want her. She better make the right choice. But she already has a choice because she's already with, she's already with George, but it seems like she does like Santos, or is she using Santos? She's using Santos because he likes her, but she already made it clear from the get-go that she want to do business and business only. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And then on top of that, when we leaving a club, when we leaving an event, Alicia, she comes out and it's Ivy and this Eva was like, hey, what's up, Alicia, how you doing? And Alicia was like, yeah, I'm doing good, Asia's good, I would like to work with her. And so then that's when Eva was like, girl, let me tell you something. I was at the Milk Dud, some bar she works at, and this dude was like, this dude said, oh, you gonna be here? And she was like, yeah, I work here, blah blah blah. He was like, I want to see you. Then we exchanged numbers and whatever. We talked, we FaceTime, and then 2 weeks ago I met you, and then I seen you with him, and both you two together. So we both realized that, we both know the same chick that he's trying to date, and you guys are building something or whatever. But he's been calling me since then. And then Alicia was like, let me see your messages. You got it in your phone? And she shows her, and she's like, word? And so then Alicia's about to get pissed off, and then Black Rose, and then in the previews, Black Rose, I guess, Alicia confronts, Black Rose, and he's like, nah, what are you talking about? What are you saying? All that ghetto talk, that street talk, that thug talk. Like, I don't know what you talking about. Like, what? Man, get out of here. That type of shit. Like, you don't, nah. And then they stay so calm and so straight that, like, they serious and they got that me mug on. And you be like, damn, he ain't lying. Look at the way he look. Look how aggressive he is. Look how he's telling her. And then so you got Eva talking about, I'll beat your ass. I'll hit you with my heels. Girl, you don't want to fight nobody that's been locked up for 10 years. He don't got a problem doing another 5 for beating your ass. So chill out, Eva. You might think you tough, but this is a man that did 10 years, and he said half of that shit was in solitary. Leave that motherfucker alone. If I was you, I would have gave her the messages. I would be like, did you do what you want to do with this information? I would not be want to beef with Black Rose at all, because for him to survive for 10 years in prison, he had to do some shit. And I know he can make a shank out of his teeth, or that gold tooth he got or whatever. So So peace. I'm out. One love.